What's poppin', nerds of art? DD Mark here, but today I'll take on a new form. A form that has yet to show its face on this channel before. I shall take on the form of DD Sensei. Okay, what DD Sensei will be doing today is I'm going to be absolutely fucking roasting the absolute fuck out of the manga art of my subscribers. Wait, I can word that a little better. I'm going to be roasting my followers' manga art. So a few days ago on Instagram, I put up a story, blah blah blah, send me one single page of your comic or manga, and I'll roast it for a video. And a bunch of people sent me a whole lot of stuff. But for this video, I'm only going to be going in depth on 3 submissions today. And after that, I'm going to do a couple of rapid fire comments and ratings on the others. I'll probably do a part 2 and make this a series if y'all want. But you know, if you want a chance to participate in something like this next time, follow me on IG at DDMark with 2 Ks, where I'm most active. Okay, so moving forward, I say I'm roasting, but to be honest, I'm not gonna crush your dreams of art by what I say, and I'm not gonna be too harsh or whatever. I only say roast for the YouTube algorithm because I'm a clout fiend or whatever that means. But also forewarning, I might come off harsh, but keep in mind, I myself, I'm a potato of art as well. There are hundreds of things you can roast about my works of art, but then some of them might say, well, DD Mark, what qualifies you to roast and critique other people's art if you're a noob yourself? And to you I say, shut up, nerd. You don't gotta play the game good. You don't gotta play the game good to coach it, I think.
What?
So let's jump right into this and let's get roasting. Okay, so first up, we're gonna be going in depth, and here we go. Okay, this first one is by this artist right here on the screen. First and foremost, let's talk about perspective, okay? You got the right idea on here, my man. You got like the toning down. I like, you know what I'm saying? I like the lettering and everything. What I will say is page flow. So what I like to do is at the start of a page, my comics read from left to right. I'd go something like, I always use the S method, right? So I want the page to read in a way where it follows this direction because it's just naturally easier for the eyes to follow. I can see that you kind of sort of have something kind of going like that, but the page still looks overall chaotic, right? Like look at this over here, look at this one over here, because like there's a lot going on in the page. And that's another tip, maybe especially when it comes to double spreads, try not to have too much going on because it is a little harder to see. All that page flow stuff aside, another thing that, you know, screams at me is perspective. Okay, so what I'm gonna recommend that you do is you practice perspective, my G. Okay, so for example, in this top right panel that you have right here, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It is a 1-point perspective. So there's always a 1 point right here, and you want to practice putting your characters in perspective. You want this guy to be in perspective, and that'll look something more like this with his back this way, okay, with his hind foot kind of like foreshortening towards the camera. Okay, so the point is this way, so it'll like go towards that point and everything in the frame will converge towards that 1 point. But nah, good job. I'd give this 6 out of 10. On to the next one. Okay, so this page right here looks really nice, looks clean, and it is by this artist right here on the screen. This page is damn near, you know, Gucci, but I will say, my guy, you know what I'm saying? The sound effects suck, dude. I'm so sorry. It sucks. This, you want to avoid, at least I want to say for beginners, you want to avoid actually using your hand to write these sound effects. It just looks tacky. But yeah, try to just use text. And you can just find free fonts on the internet, like cool fonts that you can use for sound effects. So yeah, besides the, you know, the text, it all looks clean. Besides that, another glaring problem is this panel right here. The problem with this panel here is perspective, okay? So for this angle right here, it's also another 1-point perspective in the sense that the character is in the forefront and he's dragging the meteor behind him. So one thing that stands out to me that's very wrong is the hand here. You can get away with like this part of the body looks fine, but the way you have this hand curling right here, I don't know if you're doing it to exaggerate the action or the motion, but it still doesn't work either way. So what I would recommend is the shoulder would be right here, right? Or at least this is how I would do it. And maybe not even show the hand, right? There's a way you can draw it to imply that he's dragging the meteor. Maybe that's the fist right there. It looks very scuffed. Let me see if I can turn on the opacity. Okay, so the shoulder will be right here. Then I have the head here, right? That's the jaw. This is how I would do it if I wanted to draw this panel. That honestly is a pretty good idea. I like the composition of it. And then the meteor would be right behind him. And then I would use focus lines to emphasize like the motion, right? I would give this page 8 out of 10. Good job. On to the final one that I will diligently analyze is this page by this artist on the screen right now. Okay, and my comment about this one is I like it. You have toning down. Like, you're damn near professional when it comes to toning. Sound effects, I like that you actually used a font so you didn't write it with your hand. But I will say what's lacking about this one is form, my guy. Like, everything on this page looks flat. Okay, it looks mad flat, and that's because you don't have a strong or good enough understanding of form yet. I'm not an expert at it, but at least I understand it. For example, the human head, especially like from here, the form on the face is like this, especially if they're looking a little downwards like this guy is right here. It's gonna be like this, right? If you don't know what form is, if I sound like I'm speaking a foreign language, I'm not the guy to teach you that. I'm not too technical when it comes to tutorials, but go watch something on YouTube. There's a bunch of videos, bunch of tutorials about form. On this top panel where you have the face, it looks very flat. What I would do is you draw the form lines, right? And it's to create the illusion of like 3D, not having your things look so 2D and flat. Boom. Yeah, so you don't want it to look flat. Another thing that I will mention that is not necessarily like a holy grail rule or whatever is try to have some variation in your pages. You know what I'm saying? What you did isn't wrong at all. Make the overall page more visually appealing. You don't want to have two similar pictures, at least not too much, but here is fine. But yeah, the problem with your stuff, specifically my G or my person, is form. Get that down and this page will look professional because your toning skills is 10 out of 10. But overall for this page, 8 out of 10. Boom. Okay, now that I've got the in-depth side of the way, let's do a rapid fire with a little more manga art submissions. Okay, so for this artist, you know, looks good, seems like you've got a style and you know what you're doing. My advice is, at least based off this page, practice form. Yeah, just, you know, practice form some more. And yeah, you know, yeah, 8 out of 10. Okay, and for this guy or gal or whatever, the image is a little blurry, but I love what you did with the panels. It all looks good and well done, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't really have much comments, to be honest. Not that I can't really see it clearly, but you know, 9 out of 10. Good job. Okay, this one looks pretty cool. It's a Webtoon style. And I say, you know, it seems like you did everything you wanted to do with the art. I got no quarrels with it. Maybe practice form some more. I see it lacking a little in that first panel, but also maybe change from Comic Sans, my G. Comic Sans, you know, that's not the move. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Good job. Okay, cool colors here, you know, cool bubbles or whatever. But maybe consider adding more cinematic or interesting angles. You know, it's not really a hard rule or nothing. You don't need to do that. I just think, you know, to make it look more interesting. But yeah, good stuff. 8.5 out of 10. Damn, this is damn near flawless with everything. I will say go practice proportions because, you know, some body parts be looking larger than they need to be. Unless that's your style, then, you know, slay bitch. But also consider adding more interesting angles so as to make the overall page more visually interesting to look at and not so flat. But damn, yeah, still good stuff though. 9 out of 10. Good shit. Okay, this one is from Chris. Chris is a homie of mine, but that don't mean I'm gonna take it easy on you, buddy. All right, from what I see here, from the, you know, the page looks really cool. You know what I'm saying? I love the paneling, the effects, you know, the bubble placement, all that. But I will say form, proportions, and perspective need a little work here, Chris. Come on, my guy. To be specific, when I say perspective, I mean putting characters into perspective, not the actual perspective itself. There's not really much of that on this page. But still though, good stuff, my G. 8 out of 10. And lastly, oof, this one needs work, you know what I mean? Go practice and improve on all the fundamentals. You know, you've got a long way to go, but you can still do it. You know, just go hit that grind time, buddy. I was at your level like a little under a year ago, so if I can do it, you got this. 5 out of 10, good stuff. Okay, so before I end the video, here's some honorable mentions of people I felt didn't need comments because, you know, what they sent in was really good. You know, they were just so goated, like they seem to have their own style and I didn't have any issue with it. But yeah, with that done, if you sent me something and it didn't make the video, Sorry, but you know, it'll probably make a part 2. So make sure you follow on IG for a chance at the next time. Okay, y'all, make sure to like, subscribe, kiss your mothers, and turn on that notification bell. I'm Didi Sensei. Until next time, art nerds. Deuces.